Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Bidemi, and welcome to Online School of Personal Development. Today, we are going to be having a very exciting. It's going to challenge. What we are going to be learning today is going to challenge you. It's going to challenge your thought patterns. Welcome. Let me see who's our first person to view this. Let's see. I came a little bit late. I had to quickly deal with something. Welcome. Abadagudosi, so good to see you, sir. Please share as you're coming. Let's see who's the next person there. Just say something. How's Oluti? So good to see you. How are you today? So today, I'll be sharing with you thinking patterns. I'll be sharing with you from a book review I just did. The book was written by John C. Maxwell, and the title is Today Matters. So I want to share with you some types of thinking that we have, some type of thinking that as humans we must engage in. A quote says, welcome Patricia. Patricia, so good to see you. How are you today, Patricia? A quote says, thinking is one of the hardest things to do. That's why few people engage in it. Thinking is one of the hardest things to do. That's why few people engage in it. So I'm going to be sharing with you different types of thinking that I think is so important for you to know about. Let's start straight away. But before we start, please go and hit your share button so that people can know that we are here. Share today. So number one, there's a thinking pattern that is called big picture thinking. Big picture thinking. And what is big picture thinking? Big picture thinking is the ability to think beyond yourself. Ability to think above your present circumstances. Ability to see things from a wider view, from a bigger picture, from an holistic view. So let me say that again. Big picture thinking. The big picture thinking. The ability to think beyond yourself. Like you should know by now, your life is more than just it's more. I want to put it that your life is more than you. It's not just about you alone. It's not just about consumption, or you just want to live like every other person is living. So you must be able to think beyond yourself. You must be able to think above your circumstances. So no matter what you're going through, no matter how bad the situation is, you must still have that situation where you put the bigger picture in front of you. You must be able to have that big picture in front of you. That's number one. How are you, Mabel? How are you today? How's the family? So good to see you. So that's number one, big picture thinking. Number two, focused thinking. Focused thinking. What is focused thinking? Focused thinking is the ability to think with clarity, ability to think in details, ability to think in clarity, in clear terms, ability to think in details. For people, for those who plan a lot, for those who are able to, for example, if you want to plan your day, one of the things you should know is that those who plan their day are those who think in clear terms. So you say, okay, if I wake up 5 o'clock, this is what I want to do. By 6 o'clock, this is what I want to do. By 9 o'clock, this is that's ability to think in details. So focused thinking is ability to think with clarity, ability to think in detail. So it's very important as humans that we think in clear terms. Number three, creative thinking. And what about that? Creative thinking. What is creative thinking? Creative thinking is the ability to prefer solutions to immediate problems. Ability to prefer solutions to immediate problems. Or ability to break out from a box of limitations. Ability to break out from a box of limitations. Or ability to explore ideas and options to experience a breakthrough. So I want to say to you that there's another quote that says, who said that quote? Let me see. I can't remember the name, but the quote says, there's a better way to do it. So find it. There is a better way to do it. So find it. So whatever you want to do or whatever you feel that you are limited to do, irrespective of the problems that you find around you, there's a better way to carry out that task. Find it. That is the ability to think creatively. Number 4, realistic thinking. Realistic thinking. What is realistic thinking? Realistic thinking is to be able to think based on fact so as to lead to certainty. Realistic thinking is the ability to be able to think based on facts and figures so as to lead to certainty. For example, I know you usually hear for example, if people say things like financial projections, or they want to project into the future that this is what this country will be in 5 years' time, or in 10 years' time, or in 20 years' time, economic growth in 10 years' time. Those are realistic thinking because they come up with facts, they come up with figures, they are able to see the trend over time, and they are able to know that in the next 5 years, this is what's going to happen. So likewise in our lives, it's good to be very positive. It's good to think futuristic. It's very good to think about the future. However, you cannot deny your present state. You cannot deny where you are now. You have got to evaluate where you are. The ability to evaluate your present situation is a realistic thing. So look at where you are now so that you can be able to project yourself into the future. Number 5, strategic thinking. Number 5, strategic thinking. What is strategic thinking? Strategic thinking is the ability to come up and implement plans that gives direction for today and to increase your potential for tomorrow. So what is strategy? Strategy simply means that devising solutions, coming up with methods, coming up with alternative methods, coming up with routes, coming up with techniques to actually get things done. So based on our lives or based on where we want to be in the future, we have got to think strategically. We have to learn to think strategically, not just to go. For example, if you find a road, let's assume that on that road you have the center of the road is bad and you cannot cross to the other side, but you have another path that also leads to the same end result, another path that leads to the same end result that you're going to. However, because the present road is bad, you have to take the alternative route. So at that point in time, you are thinking, okay, strategy, how can I get to the same road, even though that road is bad? But strategically, you plan your route, you plan your way that, okay, I think I can pass this route and still achieve the same result I want to achieve. So as humans, we must apply strategy in what we do. We must, just like organizations that do marketing, organizations that want to increase their profitability, organizations that want to increase their revenue, they just don't do that anyhow. They sit down they plan out strategy in a way that is going to actually favor them and make them achieve their, whether organizational goals or personal goals. So number 5, I said strategic thinking. Number 6, possibility thinking. Possibility thinking. One of the battles we humans have the most is the battle of the mind. People who can't see far. I know when I was in secondary school, I did something called short-sightedness. Is it hypermetropia or myopia or something like that? So people who have the battle of the mind are short-sighted. One thing you must tell yourself today, over and over again, you must tell yourself over and over again that irrespective of what is happening in your life at the present, you are going to think possibility. You are going to think, you are going to fizzle out every thought pattern that says to you that things are impossible. You are going to fizzle them out. I mean, irrespective of the situation or irrespective of your present circumstances, you must think possibility all the time. Winners think possibility. Revolutionaries think for possibility. People who transform the world think possibility. You can't find impossibility in their dictionary. In fact, when you discuss with them and say things are not possible, they turn it and tell you things are possible. So think possibility irrespective of your situation or what is happening in your life. Number 7, reflective thinking. Reflective thinking. As humans, see, I was just discussing with someone just now. I was talking to like a younger sister of mine, and we've got to find out that one of the difficult things for people to do is to sit down, reflect about their lives, and chart a new course of where they are going to. I tell you, people don't sit down to learn. People don't sit down to think. People don't sit down to strategize. They just want to do things anyhow. Animals cannot think. Animals don't think. So what differentiates us from other species, animals are not, is the ability to think. So for us to be able to get to where we want to go in life, or our dreams, we have big dreams that we want to achieve, we must be able to reflect. Where are we coming from? Where are we now? Where are we going? So, and that's where solitude comes up. You must be able to cut yourself from people. Cut yourself from people. Have a time on your own where you can think and ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Am I doing what I need to do? So you need to be able to reflect. That's what I call reflective thinking. Number 8 is called questioning popular thinking. Questioning popular thinking. You know, of recent, I was listening to Daddy Freeze from Nigeria, and he was talking about the fact that the lion does not even stay in the jungle. And people usually say the lion is the king of the jungle. But because of that popular thought pattern, people have accepted that kind of thinking. People just accepted it without doing their own research. However, if you are going to transform nations, if you are going to how do I put it now? If you are going to come up with inventive solutions to the problem of humanity, you have to be able to question. You have to be able to question people's thinking. You have to be able to question popular thinking. So many things people see as right are actually wrong. Why? Because that's the way they've been taught. That's the way they grew up. That's the way they nurtured them. That's the way, they've been taught. So for us to be able to do things that are not common, for us to be able to do uncommon things, we have to be able to question popular thinking. We have to be able to also question our own popular thinking that we've accepted from the society, that we've been able to accept it, that we've been able to accept from the people around us. So number 8, I said question popular thinking is so important. Number 9 is shared thinking. Shared thinking. Now, I said this to you. One of the hardest things to find is to find people who think. I tell you, is so hard. The people you have around are people who are just comfortable with life. The people you have around are people who are just interested in, I just want to, eat something. I just want to wear something. Those are the people you have in life. You must have friends who think. You must keep friends who are thinking human beings. Because sometimes you will need advice from them. Sometimes you might need to share things with them. They must be thinkers. They need to have the ability to think. So when you share things with them, when you share your problems with them, when you share ideas with them, they are able to come up with alternative solutions. They are able to see things from the angle you are not seeing them. That's what shared thinking is. So today, I'm going to give you an assignment. Evaluate the circle of your friends. Look at your friends, each and every one of them. 1, find out what you guys talk about. What is it you guys talk about the most? Does that thing contribute to your growth? Can they even add anything to you? Can they add anything to your life? When you sit down to talk 1 hour, what is it you are discussing about? Are you discussing about ideas, or you are discussing about people, or you are discussing about how to invent, or you are discussing about how to profess solutions to the problem of humanity? What are you guys discussing about? So look at the circle of your friends. Ensure that your friends are thinking human beings. Let them be able to question popular thinking. Let them be able to even question your own thinking. Not in a rude form, but so as to contribute to your own growth. So number 9, I said shared thinking. The ability to include heads, put your friends together and to think about a particular task. That's what shared thinking is. Number 10, unselfish thinking. Unselfish thinking. What is unselfish thinking? It's the ability to think about others. The ability to place the interest of others above yours. The ability to see things from people's point of view. People who are married, or people who are in not necessarily married, but people who are in a relationship that they hold so dearly. You must be able to think unselfishly. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. We have to be able to consider people. We have to be able to see things from people's point of view. As a married man, trust me, every single day, it might not be every day, but every single day, I must always see things from my wife's point of view. It's very important for me. Irrespective of what I expect her to do. That is how to actually think as humans, because you must always evaluate yourself on a daily basis. I was sharing with someone just now also that as humans, on a daily basis, we fight to keep our hearts in order. We fight to keep our thought patterns in order. We ensure that we do all we can in the positive state to ensure that our minds are in the proper state. So unselfish thinking. Life is not about me alone. Life is not about you alone. You must see things from people's point of view, from people's angle. You must see where they are coming from. How do they think? What has informed their decisions? And number 11 is bottom line thinking. Bottom line thinking. What is bottom line thinking? For everything that you do, for every single thing that you do, and for everything that I do, I must ask myself, what do I want to achieve? What is it I really want to achieve? From, for example, I'm doing a podcast. What is my aim? What are my objectives? What is my vision? Why do I do what I do? What is the purpose why I come out to actually speak? Is it just to allow people to hear me? Or is it the fact that I have a basis for what I do? So bottom line thinking, that's the last one. Find a basis. Ask yourself, Why do I do what I do? What's the reason what I do what I do? I hope you've been able to learn something. I will just quickly run over it again. Number one, I said big picture thinking. Number two, focus thinking. Number three, creative thinking. Number four, realistic thinking. Number five, strategic thinking. Number six, possibility thinking. Number seven, reflective thinking. Number eight, questioning popular thinking. Number nine, shared thinking. Number 10, unselfish thinking. And number 11, bottom line thinking. Thank you so much. Let me just say hello to everybody. Let's see who's here. My brother Badagudosi has a family. So good to see you. Greetings to your wife and the kids. So good to see you, Patricia. I'm waving at you. How are you? Adeleke, how are you? Meberi Rai, how are you? Alade Adegoke Tokyo, so good to see you, cousin. Mr. Bearden the banker, how are you? Queen Gift, Matilda, Susan, Queen Sean Yaya, my branch manager, how are you today? Mr. Samson Femi Showumi, how are you? How's work? King Yomi Yegede, how are you today? Custom Party, how are you? All the way from North Cyprus. Sonny Ache, how are you today, Sonny? And Queen Benita Wobi. Thank you so much for your time. I blow kisses to you. Continue to have a productive day and ensure that you share this so that someone can listen to this. Bye and God bless. I love you all. Bye.